How's it going, YouTube? This is Weston, Weston's Toys and Collectibles, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Rhinox. It's been a little while since my last upload, so I definitely wanted to get a couple of them, a couple videos made and uploaded. So we're going to start with Rhinox, and first and foremost, we want to go ahead and take a look at his packaging. And on this, we have this really nice image of Rhinox in robot mode and in his rhinoceros mode. And I think this artwork looks really cool. Especially this charging rhinoceros. He is a Voyager class. And then on the back, we just simply have an image of him in robot mode and in beast mode, and he transforms in 35 steps. So yeah, I think. Let me see if okay, I took the card out. So he did come with another one of these golden disc cards. We have Black Arachnia. And it's just the Wave 2 version, where she becomes the leader of the Predacons. So, I already have that one. I've seen that one before. However, we'll take a look at Rhinox, and pretty cool. Not a whole lot of paint detail here, but he does have some like little spots on the side. Pretty cool. It does have a lot of exposed robot stuff underneath, which is, you know, to be expected. Even the old Generations one had, you know, had a lot of robot junk underneath there. Articulation, there's not a whole lot. The head can move up and down a little bit. The mouth does open and close. The front legs can move forward and back and out, exposes a lot more robot stuff. They become his arms, so you can move those pretty much where the arm would be able to move. The elbow joint is unlocked in this, so you can, you know, put his leg under him like that if you needed to, for whatever reason. And then the rear legs, they'll just move here on a ball joint back and forth. So that's pretty much it for Rhino Articulation. Now he comes with a couple accessories, so we'll take a look at these, and they're exactly the same. Just yeah, they're exactly the same. And what these can do, you can store them in Rhino mode. They'll plug together like so. And we'll go ahead and open up his back. And there's two holes here by where his robot knees are, and you want to just kind of separate this, and these pegs here on the sides are going to go in there. And you just kind of get it in place between those two. Close everything up around. And there he is with his weapons stored inside the Rhino. Let's see, the paint on the feet. It doesn't seem to match this color very well. Like, it certainly looks closer on camera, but in person, this is a very pinkish. It's like a very creamy, and it's got like a pinkish tone to it. I don't think it's just from the. Yeah, it's not just from the curtain back here. It's just got like a bit of a pinkness to it. Then like this great exposed green on the shoulders is kind of unsightly. yeah, pretty cool. It's a brick. It doesn't do a whole lot. It just kind of stands there. You can move the legs a little bit, but otherwise it's just a brick. It's got about not much more articulation than the original. I do, if I remember correctly, I think that the Generations one is a lot more articulated. I think that one kind of had a better looking rhinoceros mode. But this is pretty good for what it is. So comparison to, here's just like a Studio Series Bumblebee. So there he is next to a deluxe car. Alright, so transforming him into his robot mode. Start by opening up the back, and you want to kind of pull the little Gatling guns out. It can be a bit tricky, but go ahead and pull the Gatling guns out and set it off to the side. And you want to kind of come under here, and we can pull this leg or this front arm out of the way. Kind of hold this piece down a little bit and pull this up, and that should kind of get all that out of the way. Bring this up and just kind of keep it out of the way so we can bring this out. And there's not a whole lot of wiggle room here. You do end up bending and flexing some stuff. Not ideal, but it's just the way the toy is designed. You want to pull the rear leg up, rotate it, and fold it into the leg, or into the hip, I guess, inside there. And then flip this panel down, kind of fold that in. And then we're going to bring this whole assembly, and once again we're going to be flexing plastic a bit. And it's not great. Just try and get whatever leverage you can to get that out of there. And then straighten the joint at this, straighten the knee at this joint here. And then we're going to kind of spin the foot out, and it tabs in into this slot right here. And just rotate it out, fold it back down like so. And then this is supposed to tab in here. It doesn't hold in very well at all, so you just it just kind of sits there. It doesn't go in. It really doesn't, honestly. You can see it won't stay in. And then this tab will go into this slot here. And that's one leg. You can kind of move this panel to the side. You want to get this leg out of the way so you can work on the other leg. So once again, you just want to, we'll go ahead and put the leg here away first. Okay. Fold that down. And you just want to get this panel out, this panel here out, and pull that forward. And when you get to the second leg, it's a lot easier to get out because you can kind of rotate the waist. The waist it doesn't want to move as much this way when you're trying to get the first leg out. But when you get the second leg out, you have a lot more wiggle room. So the second leg is always easier. Rotate this out so we can bring this joint down. Fold the foot out, rotate it all the way to there. Bring this into the leg, straighten it, and then bring this down to lock it in place. And there's the legs done. Come on up to the top. Alright. So these panels, you want to have them oriented like so. There's not really a good way to show this. So basically you want to pull this back to a point where you can get these sections of the chest assembly out from under the head and rotate it out while rotating the arm out as well. So like that. And then after that you can just push this jaw in all the way and bring this down. It just rests there. It doesn't lock in anywhere or anything like that. Rotate the forearm, open this panel so you can flip out the hand, close that panel back up, and down the arm. Do the same on the other side. There you go. The wrist pegs are a bit tight. The pins in there. Not the worst thing, but it does make it a little bit cumbersome to get the fists out. And then you also have a little bit of a clearance issue with this panel. Rotate. You want to pull the head. It locks in like this. It locks into place backwards. So you want to pull it so he's facing forward and up, and then rotate. And then the last bit, you just want to pull this whole assembly out of his chest. Open up these panels. Close it back up. And there we have Rhinox fully transformed into his robot mode. And he doesn't look bad from the front. However, if you turn him this way, you can see he's very thin. And then the further you go around to the back, everything turns into waffles. And then this whole assembly just sitting here feels unfinished to me. I like how much they've done with the legs. However, I don't like that this is just, a single panel look. I feel like it looks unfinished from, this front angle. The side looks pretty cool. The side of the leg looks great. But from the front, it looks unfinished. And then definitely the inside of the legs looks horrible. The back of the legs isn't so bad, but everything else on the back is terrible to look at. The plastic, the green plastic, I do not like the color. I don't like how I don't like how translucent it seems to be. Light passes right through it pretty much. It's not a bad toy. It should have been executed a lot better. I do like the panels here on the shifting panels here on the sides. That is a pretty cool, a pretty neat trick, especially since these panels actually go into the beast mode as part of the flank. Once again, this green on top of the arms is unsightly. The chest is very large and wide, and the illusion's broken by the fact that you can see the rhino's bottom jaw. You can remedy that. It's very easy. You just kind of pull it out and flex it a little bit to get this out, and then turn it around and put it back in, and that way it looks like the rhino's top jaw. And bring that down, and that kind of gives the illusion that he has, the top jaw here and the bottom jaw here. I think it makes it better. It looks better to me. It does require a small bit of parts forming, but you're already doing parts forming with the weapons, so, Speaking of which, once again, they're the same. They're painted silver and this bronze, and then they're both, if I can keep a hold of it, they're both molded in this brown plastic. And then, they're glued together, but the glue is not very good, so they came apart easily on mine. Basically just pulling them apart one time like caused this one to come off, and the other one, it's a bit tighter with more. It seems like there's more paint here to keep it tighter, but um, they're glued, but not very well. So do be mindful of that if you are buying this toy for your child. Anyway, these can plug into his hands. And he has his, signature weapons, his little Gatling cannons of doom, or whatever they were called. These are effects compatible. So if you have weapon effects for your Transformers Siege line figures, they are compatible with these. These can also store on his back. So if he's not using them, they can store back here, like so. You pretend they're like little thrusters as well. So I'm going to set those off to the side, and we'll cover articulation. So articulation, he's fairly well articulated. So the head's on a ball joint, and it can, look both ways. You get a small little bit of side to side tiltage, and then you can look up pretty good ways. Look down, basically just parallel with his chest, or perpendicular with his chest, I mean. Shoulders, they rotate on what's acting as a universal, but it's a hinge and a swivel and a hinge here. So you do get a butterfly joint, which is really nice, both forward and back. So it's pretty cool. I do wish that these arms were a bit filled in. However, you look under there, it's just a waffle. He does have rotation at the bicep, and then a less than 90 degree bend for the elbow. I like how this is textured, and it seems like it has like a little bit of detail inside. And wrist can go up and down due to transformation. He does have a waist rotation, no ab crunch, unlike the Generations had. Forward and backwards, you pretty much get everything you'll ever need. And then for a split, that's as far as it goes before it bumps up against the other panels. He has a double hinge in his knee. However, you're only gonna get about that far out of it, just a little bit over 90 degrees. I think that's about the furthest you'll get. So there's a 90 degree bend there, and then let's see, you might get about a 60 degree bend out of that. It's just all this junk inside of his leg. It really blocks it up, because this, it folds all the way around for the transformation when these leg pieces are out of the way. And then swivel right above the knee. So you'd think it'd be up here underneath there, but it's above the knee. It doesn't break up the sculpt too badly. This panel here actually helps hide it a little bit. Those panels can move forward and back if you need them to, so that's helpful. And then he has ankle tilt down, not a whole lot up unless you start using the rocker, and then he has a significant rocker. So yeah, it's a very well articulated figure. There are better figures at the price point though that have a lot better articulation. This is a fairly nice rendition of Rhinox. The colors look pretty cool. They look pretty good in comparison to, you know, his other, teammates. Very accurate to the Beast Wars cartoon color scheme. And yeah. So I like this figure. He's not perfect. He's not great by any means, but he's good. He's a good toy. Uh, for comparison with his Maximal comrades, here he is with Optimus Primal. So you can see he's a little bit taller than Optimus Primal. He is shorter than Dinobot. And then we have, and as of this recording, Tigatron's not been released in my area. Here we have Air Razor. Here is the custom Cheetor. And last but not least, here's a little buddy Rat Trap. So there's the Maximals so far, until I get Tigatron, and then I'll show a whole team, a whole season 1 team shot of the Maximals with Tigatron. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Kingdom Rhinox. He's pretty cool. He looks decent. He's not the greatest toy, but he is a fairly good toy. He's well articulated. The plastic is a little bit iffy, especially compared to a lot of these other Beast Wars figures. He's hollow in a lot of places, and he definitely has some a lot of issues with being kind of waffly. He's pretty cool though, and I do recommend him as for your Beast Wars Kingdom collection. So this has been my review of the Transformers Kingdom Beast Wars Rhinox. And until next time, till all are one.